this and one more. One more here. Okay. Well, welcome to our virtual trip to Antigua this afternoon. Thank you all for being here. I did send out earlier the recipe for one of the drinks, and I hope that everyone has it because it is happy hour here, so cheers. Narelle is joining me from the, say hello, Narelle. I had sent out a recipe for one of the drinks that was, I think it was one that you had done on your webinar yesterday with the uplift drink, I think it was. The liftoff, that's what it was. Yeah. So just wanted to say cheers and thank everyone for being here.
It's so good to be in everyone's company. Good afternoon to everyone.
Well, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Lori Foster. I am a travel advisor and the owner of Luxury Travel Associates Dream Vacations. I've been in the travel industry for on and off about 25 years. And today I wanted to teach everyone about Antigua and Barbuda. So if you have questions, there is a chat feature if you look on your toolbar, and you can type in your questions there or unmute yourself if you'd prefer. I'd love to see all your faces also. If you want to, you actually have to turn your camera on. Again, on your toolbar, you can turn it on and also mute or unmute yourself. Okay, well, just look at the beauty of Antigua. If this doesn't, just look at the picture. If that doesn't make you want to visit, I don't know. The water, the greens, the blues. It's one of the most beautiful harbors. Look at the water too, crystal clear. I think there's over 100 miles of coastline, and is it 365 or 366 beaches, one for every day of the year, Narelle, I believe?
You're right, 366.
So exactly where Antigua is, it is in the Caribbean, but it's in the Eastern Caribbean in a group of islands that they call the Leeward Islands. Some of the islands around it, if you notice, this is actually Antigua right in there. St. Kitts, there's Nevis, Guadeloupe, and Montserrat, all around in this area here. And then again, some of the bigger islands, Cuba and Dominican Republic. Okay, just zooming in a little bit more so you can actually see all the other islands right there. And it's not very far. It's about a 3-hour flight from Miami. So depending on where you're coming from, I see different people here with us in Zoom. I see Belinda from New York. I see Heather from California. Let's see, trying to think, another one from California. So again, there are connections through different areas, whether it be Miami, Charlotte, and I think there's, well, again, things have changed since a lot of the flights stopped. So more and more is coming back, so there will be a lot more options as time goes on. Okay, I have a quick video just to give you a little introduction to Antigua. It's a short, quick video. Your space in the sun. Well, here to talk about Antigua and Barbuda, we have joining us Narelle Joseph. He's the Sales and Marketing Manager for the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority. I'd like to welcome him today and thank you for joining us, Narelle.
Thank you so much, Laurie, and good afternoon again to everyone. It's such a pleasure to bring you greetings and updates on behalf of our Twin Island destination, the beautiful Antigua and Barbuda, and sharing with you some useful tidbits for your upcoming travel, etc. And of course, Laurie and her team are destination specialists, so you can certainly count on them to know every detail that is necessary to ensure that you have a fantastic vacation in Antigua and Barbuda. So thank you, Laurie, again for this opportunity
Thank you.
to share updates with your clients and potential clients. And hopefully everyone after this webinar would certainly like to visit and book a vacation to Antigua. So if you'd like me to get started, I will go straight in and I will make sure that I share my screen with you so that you can see my PowerPoint presentation. Just let me know if you're seeing that clearly. Are you seeing my screen, Laurie? Hello?
Yes, sorry, it took me, it was a hidden screen behind.
I can see it too. We can see it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Wendy.
All right, so what you're looking at there is what I consider a quintessential shot of Antigua and Barbuda, and that's what is our UNESCO World Heritage Site. That is the beautiful Nelson's Dockyard, also known to us at English Harbor. And that picture, as you can see, was taken on a beautiful day just before sunset, and the entire island was looking lush and green, as I'm sure we would have just gotten some useful rain right there and then. So a beautiful shot of our historic area, Nelson's Dockyard, English Harbor. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go along. So to get things started, I'm gonna show you another short video of what the destination is. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the video when it's done. Oh, there we go. So right there is what we consider our little short video of Antigua and Barbuda in a nutshell, what the island has to offer, the excitement that you can certainly have while you're on the island, and some of the fun activities that you can participate in while there. And that was part of our summer campaign, which we called What Cool Looks Like. So you can certainly be cool in Antigua and Barbuda. And that was last year, however. This year, we're all about your space in the sun. You can carve out your own special space in Antigua and Barbuda, and whatever your niche travel might be. So the destination has quite a lot to offer. So I hope everyone is ready, set to go to Antigua and Barbuda after this presentation. And what you're looking at there again is just one of our special enclaves on the island, a nice, gorgeous beach surrounding one of our beautiful resorts on the north coast, Blue Waters Resort and Spa. So Laurie kind of identified where we are in relations to the rest of the island in the northeastern Caribbean, considered the Leeward Islands. We're also known as the heart of the Caribbean, as we're in that northeastern upper quadrant of the islands. Antigua is the larger island at 108 square miles, while our sister island of Barbuda, which is 27 miles northeast of Antigua, is just 62 square miles and is a low-lying, lush green island with pink sand beaches and a whole lot more to offer. I'll tell a little bit more about Barbuda as we go in as well. Of course, when you land at the brand new V.C. Bird International Airport, a very modern terminal with jet bridges and all of the modern amenities that you can find in a modern airport terminal. Cruise ships as well, dock in Antigua, and we're also undergoing several enhancements to our terminal and our cruise port to ensure that all of our guests and travelers are excited when they stop into St. John's Harbor, which is our capital city. as Laurie said, we have a beach for every day of the year. We have 365 gorgeous beaches, plus that one extra beach, beach 366 for the leap year. And it's not a gimmick. We actually have 366 beaches on the island. So, hey, you can spend an entire year on Antigua and Barbuda and go to a different beach every day. We're known for romance. For the last 4 years, Antigua and Barbuda has been voted by the World Travel Awards as the Caribbean's most romantic destination, and also known for the leading honeymoon destination in the Caribbean for several years as well. Not only do we have fantastic beaches, being known for romance, but we're also a great destination for groups vacations, girls trips, guys getaways, family vacations, what have you. If you just want to take a solo trip, just to escape for a little while, it is the perfect place for you to do so. There are over 100 things that you can do on the island in Antigua and Barbuda. And those, of course, you know, there's the zip lining, there's the kite surfing. You can take catamaran cruises around the entire island and stop at several of our beaches or go to any number of our offshore islands, because we do have smaller offshore islands as well that you can go camping or snorkeling and diving as well. And I mentioned, you know, with 366 beaches, of course, there's tons of accessible and realistic coves and coral and shipwrecks and so forth that you can find and explore once you go snorkeling and diving around the island. Reef riders is another fun activity that you can participate in while you're there. And as you can see, you take your water scooter and you go all around the coral and just take in the sea life. Swimming with the stingrays is also another fun activity that you can participate in. I've done this several times and I absolutely love it. The stingrays, they're so friendly and cuddly. They allow you to come right up. They're not in any captivity. They're wild, they're roaming free, but when they hear the boat come over, they know it's feeding time. And so they gather around and you can feed them. I've done that several times as well. And you can take pictures and so forth. And like I said, it's a very fun and safe activity. There's also golfing on the island. We have 2 golf courses that you can get really great round of golfing if you're ever there and you'd love to participate in golfing. As I mentioned earlier, English Harbor Nelson's Dockyard, which is our UNESCO World Heritage Site on the south coast of the island. That is where the British first landed when they got to Antigua back in the 1500s. And of course, we've maintained the architecture and a lot of the craft that was done in that area, the old forts and so on around the islands. We have maintained that entire area, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where if you're history buffs and you'd love to take in a little bit about our history and culture and so forth, then of course you can go to the museum there and take in all of the natural artifacts on Antigua and Barbuda. Okay, that's just the aerial view of English Harbor Nelson's Dockyard from the sky. Another shot of the English Harbor Nelson's Dockyard area, but this time you're on a cliff top where every Sunday night for the last 38 years, we have been hosting a sunset barbecue party overlooking the historic Nelson's Dockyard area. So just imagine, of course, we're not doing it in this large capacity now, but just imagine yourself on the normal times enjoying a really good rum punch or beer, and the barbecue grill is going with everything you can possibly imagine on the barbecue grill, a nice red snapper or hamburgers and fish and jerk pork and everything else on the island. And then you have the strumming sounds of a steel band, which goes from around 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. and then a live reggae band from 7 p.m. until down to midnight. So just imagine everyone having a really good time dancing and singing along to a beautiful scenery. And of course, when the sun sets, you get that really gorgeous view of the southwestern coast of the island, looking at several islands as well, because you can see Montserrat and Guadeloupe from this point in English Harbor, Nelson's Dockyard. There are fun activities that you can participate in all throughout the year, or you can just spectate. Go and watch and make that as part of your holiday activity, which includes, sailing week. We have the Caribbean's largest sailing regatta, the world's 5th largest sailing regatta, which is held annually. Tennis tournaments also are part of activities that take place around the island at a number of the resorts. There's sports fishing tournaments that you can participate in. And of course, for the young ones as well, we also have a seafood festival, which takes place in August. We would have been having that right around now, had it not been for the COVID-19 pandemic. And there's also a pineapple and a mango festival, which takes place in the summer as well. So bringing our history and cuisine and culture all together in one. And then continuing with bringing history and culture, we have our annual carnival. For 63 years, we have been hosting Antigua's Carnival, which always culminates on the first Monday and Tuesday in August. And it is a 2-week lineup of activities leading into the first Monday and Tuesday in August. We also celebrate our independence on November 1st. So this year we're celebrating our 39th anniversary of independence. And as you can see, a couple of years ago, we had Prince Harry celebrating with us our independence. Turtle watching is also another fun activity that you can participate in on the island. June into October, sometimes into November, the hawksbill and the leatherback turtles, they come up to our beaches, they lay their eggs. That becomes a nesting area protected by the local environmental awareness groups. In 6 to 8 weeks, those eggs will hatch, and that usually happens after midnight in the moonlight. And if you're on turtle watch duty, then of course, you can go on out and help the baby turtles get out to sea in the nice moonlight. The donkey sanctuary is also another fun activity. You can adopt a donkey if you'd like to do so. And as you can see, it is an animal shelter that we've turned into an attraction. Not a lot of people know this, but we have thousands of donkeys on the island, which of course was used throughout some point of the island as a way of getting around and carrying your goods and so forth to the market. So, it has that historic feel to it as well, but several of them are now in a shelter where they're well taken care of. So that what you're looking at there is another beautiful shot on a nice sunset looking out from Shirley Heights on the cliff top overlooking Nelson's Dockyard in our historic area. So let's get into now some of the properties that we have on island. Antigua and Barbuda has a really great variety of resorts, hotels, villas on the island. From your large properties to your small boutique properties, to your adults-only resorts, to your family-friendly resorts, and most of our resorts offer an all-inclusive package. So you have a really great variety of options on the island. I like to say a really great plethora of options on the island. So beginning with our sister island of Barbuda. Going over to Barbuda, you'll either take the ferry, which is 90 minutes, 1 hour and 30 minutes, or you'll take the catamaran, which is also 90 minutes. Those are the private catamarans, which will do a Barbuda Island tour, or you'll take the helicopter or the plane, which is 15 minutes. So 15 minutes by helicopter or plane, or 90 minutes on a catamaran or the Barbuda ferry. And once you get over to Barbuda, you can explore the island in its entirety in less than 1 day. It is a small island which boasts a frigate bird sanctuary. So outside of the Galapagos Islands, Barbuda is one of those few places in the world where you can find the frigate or man-of-war bird nesting in a huge colony on the island, which is what you're seeing in the top left corner of your screen. Then below that picture is the 17-mile-long pink sand beach on beautiful Barbuda. Then, of course, you want to visit in the Barbuda Bell Resort, which you'll see in a little while, and you want to enjoy and indulge in the Barbuda spiny lobster, which is considered to be one of the best tasting lobsters in the Caribbean. So we just mentioned how you can get over to Barbuda as well. And so this is the Barbuda Bell Resort. So as I mentioned, there is a plethora of options on the island, which include boutique properties. So this is one of those boutique properties. So as you can see, there's definitely lots of space for social distancing there on the beautiful Barbuda Bell, which occupies its own beach. And as you can see, it's only just about 6 bungalows at this property. So just looking inside one of the rooms, you know, that dark wood, the 4-poster bed, very modern bathroom amenities, the rain shower, etc. Then, of course, coming a little bit closer to the mainland Antigua, so in between Barbuda and Antigua, is another small island, which is called Long Island, where you'll find the Jumbi Bay Island Resort and a whole host of villas on the island. So just taking a close-up look at some of the private villas and the resort itself. This is a shot of the resort, and this is one of the villas on the island. So as you can see, lots to choose from. Then we go into now what are some of our largest properties. Many of you might be familiar with the Sandals brand. Sandals Grand Antigua is just under 400 rooms and sits on one of the best beaches on the island, Dickinson Bay, on the north coast of the island. Outside of other islands, Sandals Grand Antigua was the first Sandals built outside of where the resort chain originated back in Jamaica. And this was a very modern property. They've added the Mediterranean village, so you have the very modern facilities on the island as well. And so you're looking now at the southwestern coast of the island, and you can see from your bottom left corner all the way out to the top of your screen, you're looking at at least 4 different resorts sitting along some of the best beach and coastlines on the southwestern coast of the island. Then, of course, one of the newer properties on Antigua is the Royalton Antigua, which is on the west coast, which features very modern facilities as well and over-the-water bungalows. So if you're looking for that type of luxury experience, then you can certainly find that in Antigua. So no longer do you need to spend a day or more trying to get over to Tahiti and those other areas. You can come right to Antigua and enjoy an over-the-water bungalow. Then we're going into some of the very modern and luxurious villas that you can find on the island. This is a development called Tamarind Hill Villas, and they boast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-bedroom villas. So if you're traveling by yourself as a couple or as a family or as a group, there's certainly various options for you around the island. But like I said, luxurious and modern facilities and amenities. Tamarind Hills, and then of course we have other villas at Nonsuch Bay, which is on the east coast of the island. So as you can see, just really gorgeous and beautiful. Then of course on the resort side, we have resorts which also have a number of villas or cottages in addition to resort rooms. So we've transitioned from full resorts, from full villa properties to resorts which offer you both experiences, either the villa or cottage experience or the resort experience. And so Hodges Bay is one of them, and also one of the newer properties on the island, which just opened 2 years ago. And so this is one of its 4-bedroom villas on the island with its own private plunge pool, its resort room, etc. Then of course we have our family-friendly 5-star resorts on the island as well. Curtain Bluff is one of them. So you can see, very modern and luxurious rooms throughout many of the properties. We have resorts which are in the lush green gardens of Antigua and Barbuda. This is Carlisle Bay, which is also on the south coast and is just about a 5-minute drive to the Antigua rainforest. That is the most green and lush part of the island. It's also the part of the island which has the most terrain, meaning the highest elevations on the island. And that's where you'll find the zip lining and Walling's Nature Dam and so forth. So this resort is closest to those activities on the south coast of the island. It is a family-friendly, all-inclusive resort. And as you can see, very spacious and modern rooms throughout the property. We also have Hammock Cove, which is an adults-only, all-inclusive resort on the east coast of the island. So as you can see again, each property is very unique. You'll never find two resorts which look the same on the island. Galley Bay as well is another one of our boutique style adults only resort. Then we have resorts that if they're not right on the beach, meaning you're walking out from your patio right onto the beach, then you have some properties which are in a little bit of a terrain, cottages which are probably on the hillside, but you still have beach access if you just walk 5 minutes down the hill to get to the beach. But the views are fantastic. This is looking out from your room. I like to say 50 shades of gray in the room, but 50 shades of blue as you look out from your room patio or from your hammock. As you can see there's a hammock as well, private plunge pool. So Coco's Hotel. Hermitage Bay is another one of those properties that offer boutique style cottages along the hillside with fantastic views. Or you can have boutique style cottages or villas right on the beach, meaning you walk out from your room right onto your patio, right onto the beach. So Kiona Beach Resort. Coco Bay Resort as well offer similar accommodations, infinity pools, and at this resort, one of the USA Today has ranked the restaurant here, Share Rocks at Coco Bay, as the best restaurant in the Caribbean for 2 years in a row, which is a fantastic accolade to have from USA Today. So just another short video to sum things up of my entire presentation.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Hot air balloon, I could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, either way. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room that's on the roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room that's on the roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, the love is too hard. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, I said. Clap along if you feel like a room that's on the roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on.
So that there is the sun side of life in Antigua and Barbuda. So Laurie, thank you again for this opportunity. And of course, I turn it back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Norel. That was wonderful. I am going to just go back and share my screen one more time, and then we'll open up for some questions.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, oh, failed to start. Did it go or not?
Not as yet, no.
Screen sharing failed. Okay, let's try it again.
It wouldn't be Zoom if there wasn't any technical.
Always, right? Okay, give me a moment. Let's try it once more here. I was telling you before last week this happened as well.
Yeah.
At the end.
Okay, I think it's working now. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Okay, let me just put that on. Okay, good?
Yep, you're perfect.
Okay, perfect. There are a few people on here who are new today, so I wanted to just go back and say a few more things about my agency and myself. Dream Vacations is part of World Travel Holdings, so we're one of the largest leisure travel companies and the world's leading cruise agency. So what that does for us is it really gives us a lot of power and influence in terms of the brands that we work with and the resorts, the cruise lines. World Travel Holdings also does vacations for all. If you look at these logos here, the ones up on the top are other companies that we own, but if you look at some of the other ones, like for example, there's Hawaiian Airlines, Marriott Rewards, we're the ones who provide the cruises for them. So we do a huge amount of business, which gives us, like I said, a lot of buying power. And when there are issues or problems, we are really able to have them solved for our clients when we need them to be. Some people still might not know how important it is to use a travel advisor, but if this with the coronavirus has been any sort of a lesson, a lot of us have seen what has happened. So many people were left in foreign countries, flights canceled. Everyone's heard about Costco's 7-hour wait times and no call back and getting disconnected. I kept my phone on all night for gosh, a week or two or whatever was needed to get my clients home if they needed me due to the time change. You don't get that when you do it alone. I've been all over the world. I travel all the time, so I'm really able to help you and know how to get out of situations when there were emergencies. Things I do also when I travel is I look at everything. I look at the resorts. I look at all the different room types. I try to think about which clients this would be good for. Something else, some of the things you say is, well, you can cut your hair yourself, you can do your own plumbing, but why would you do that when you have someone who does this every day to help you? There's no extra charge for that, to get that human element, someone who you can trust and someone who knows what you're doing. I'm also there, like I said, before, during, and after your trip. Let's see. Also, Narelle had mentioned this before, I'm also a specialist for Antigua and Barbuda. So all of these beautiful resorts that he had showed you, some will be great for some people, some will be great for others. So I can really help navigate and find what would be the best resort for you, let you know how traveling is now. I have traveled out of the country a few weeks ago. I will be going again next week. So I do have the advice and guidance that I can give you, what you need in terms of special tests, forms to fill out. All of that is very things that you're going to need to know, and you don't want to just hope that you get it right. So Narelle, I think if you have anything that you can let us know about some of the new protocols, we didn't really go over much. I'm going to stop sharing right here. There we go. Just a little basic overview of some of the things that to make our clients feel safe when they're traveling.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we reopened our borders on June 1st. We were the first island in the Caribbean to reopen to international travel since the COVID pandemic started. And so we're pretty much the guinea pigs of what travel after the pandemic would look like and feel like. And so we've gone through a few changes in terms of what the protocols are. And so right now, as it is now, and as you and your clients might know, this is an ever-changing situation. So what I'm saying to you tonight could change next week or the week after. But what we're seeing now, what we're requiring now for all travel into the destination is every person, all passengers must have a PCR test done. So that is the what is considered the gold standard of testing for the coronavirus in the individual. And so we're requesting that every person must have that PCR test done within 7 days of their arrival into the destination. I know that, of course, there's some places here in the United States that might not be able to turn around the test results within 7 days. And so what we're saying to folks, hey, while we are requiring that you do have your test done within 7 days, the destination is not turning folks away. So should someone not be able to get the results back in time and they show up on the destination, we're not gonna say, get back on the plane, you can't come here. We're very reasonable. Our health officials are making real-time decisions on the ground on arrival. They're assessing each individual passenger as they come in. They're checking their temperatures. Everyone is wearing their PPEs. We've retrofitted the entire airport and resorts and restaurants and tours and attractions and bars and restaurants, etc., to ensure that folks are safe when they do go around the island. You know, the sneeze guards and social distancing throughout the resort and other establishments. We're also asking folks to wear their masks where they're not able to social distance. You know, if you're on your resort and you're in a public space and you're able to social distance, you don't need to wear a mask. If you're at the beach, definitely we have lots of beach space. So there's adequate beach space for you to social distance. If you're in the pool and you're able to social distance, you don't need to wear a mask. But if you're in a public area and you're with folks who are not part of your traveling party and not your family and not your friends, they're not traveling with you and you're in close proximity to them and you're not able to social distance, then of course, we request that you wear a mask. And so we're taking every single precaution on the island to ensure that we protect our guests as well as our local population. So we require the test prior to travel. We are doing testing on the island as well. So depending on the totality of your interview on arrival, a health official may require you to retest if there may be some anomaly as it relates, maybe you would have arrived and you don't have your test results. They may require you to do so. You would need to quarantine in your room until you get your test results back. We usually have test results back within 48 hours, at most 72 hours. So if you do happen to be on the island without the test result, which hopefully that is not the case, then you're required to quarantine until you can get your test result back. Once you're negative, you're free to roam the island, go on excursions, go on tours, try some of our local restaurants and engage in everything that the destination has to offer. And so we're just saying to everyone, we're trying our best to keep you safe and to keep the local population safe. So we've done our endeavor best to ensure that we've put every necessary precaution in place on the resort, in the restaurants, at the airport, around the entire island, even in the taxis. You know, there are whole sets of protocols that must be followed by every operator to ensure that they're ensuring everyone's health and safety throughout their stay on Antigua and Barbuda.
Thank you. And it's been almost 3 months now that you've been open, or 2.5 months or so. So I think we can feel confident. Yeah, exactly. Doing nicely. We do have a few questions here. Jennifer had asked about if all of those resorts are open, if they're on a limited basis.
So yeah, currently we have probably just about 15 properties that are open, which is a really good number, and a nice cross-section of large resorts, boutique, small properties, some villa properties as well. So everything that I showed on the PowerPoint, all those resorts, they're not all open, but of course, I can provide to you, Laurie, which I think you probably already have a listing of all the resorts that are
Yes.
currently open. And majority of our resorts are going to be reopened, fully open by October. So in the next month and a half or so, which is beginning to be the start of our season
Right.
for guests on the island.
And not everyone here might not want to travel right now, but I'm booking 2021 and 2022 in many places. So we still can book those properties even if they're currently not open, or let you know if there's one that you like. This is when the date that it opens, and we can book from there on. Let's see what else we have also. Jennifer also asked about longer cruises. Do longer cruises visit Antigua and Barbuda? They haven't found them on shorter itineraries. After having seen the resorts, they probably want to spend a day there. I guess you can, either one of us, go ahead.
Yeah, so you'll find Antigua on majority of the Eastern Caribbean or Southern Caribbean itineraries. And those are usually the 7-night itineraries, or I don't believe we're on any of the 14-night itineraries which come into the Caribbean, but it's quite possible. As you know, it's an ever-changing industry, and so now each business is looking at a way to streamline and make it work for them. So, but we're not currently having cruise stops on the island as yet. That's not part of our phase 1 reopening, but certainly if you're willing to come by air, American Airlines, JetBlue, Delta, United, they're all flying into the destination.
And also a lot of the smaller cruise lines, I know, to stop in Antigua. So, and also, like Norella just said, that they're not cruising right now, but things will change also in terms of if there was a cruise line that you like that hasn't gone there in the past, a lot of them are changing up their itineraries for the next few years. So if it's something or a stop that you're interested in, you let me know and I can find one for you that will fit what you're looking for. All right, anything else? I'm just looking through. Did I miss any questions? Just great presentation, a lot of beautiful island. So I guess then if there's nothing else, we'll close. And I want to thank you, Norelle, for your time and for showing us the beautiful Antigua and Barbuda, and hope to see everyone next week, and have a good evening.
Thank you again, Laurie, and thanks to everyone for sharing a little bit of your afternoon with me, and hope to see you on the beach in Antigua. You too, Laurie.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Be safe.
Bye-bye.